Hello and welcome back to Timberborn. This is episode 10 of our playthrough on the Spillage map. We're playing as the Ironteeth faction and we're playing on hard mode. So, let's get into your comments straight away. So, I am very pleased to announce that we can actually shove beavers through impermeable floors. So, we can actually squeeze the beaver through a grate in the floor and it will come out the other side unfazed. That sounds wild to me, but I've been told it works. So what we're going to do is down here, we are going to cover this with dirt, eventually, and we're going to squeeze the beavers through here. And what we'll do is we will use the underground network we're currently building, and then we'll pop the beavers up everywhere, and we'll use it to populate this area of the map. Down here, maybe it might be a bit different, but we're going to do that. So that sounds wild, doesn't it? So to the rest of the comments. No, I like to shout out people in my comments, Croc. It's because, you know, we're just playing the game together. You guys enjoy watching, I enjoy responding, stuff like that. So there is no such thing as a dumb question. Please keep asking away. So why don't I just cut the wood? That's a very good question, Music Cassette. We are now cutting the wood. We have the wood here. That's good. There's a lot of stuff about wetness in tubes. And the Ironteeth are supposed to be the industrial faction. Why is this suspicious with my industry working well? Because I just don't seem to ever get a handle on this. But now it is working, so that's fine. And Phelan's commented about shoving the beavers through the tubes again. We had a lot of comment on that. And also my ability to actually understand the automation. I may want to cap the water seep to the west of my district centre and regulate flow from it. I can use dynamite to blast the water to get to your mangrove farm. That's fine, and that's good, and that's what I want to do. So that's why we have the water coming down here. So what I'm going to do, as an off tangent from your idea, because hopefully we're going to use this as a reservoir. So this is obviously only going to pump out when it's able to, and it will be able to because the water continues to flow down here. So what I propose we do is, I don't know why I didn't think of this before. So what I propose we do is we actually do this, and then what we can do is we can stick a flow valve in here, and we can turn the flow valve off during the temperate cycle, and when the flow valve is turned off, the water will not flow out. So this will allow us to have a permanent mangrove farm, in theory. If in a bad tide, we will still have to do something about stuff going in here, but I think what we can do is we can also tie a water dump, a fluid dump to that same sensor. Oh, we already have the water dump there, so we can actually tie that to the same sensor. So I'm going to let them build that. Other than that, where are we? So we've kind of figured wood. We've kind of figured food security with this. Not food security, water security with this. Sorry, it's been a long day. So I don't think we're going to run out of water. We have this set to automation, but now I would like to work out food security so we can actually go on and push. So down here we have canola growing, we have eggplants growing, and we have the corn growing here. So we have corn over here as well, cassava over here, and kohlrabi over here as well. So we need to expand our food production. So I'm thinking we kind of maybe come in over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop in a stairway, and we're going to knock this down as well. So we're going to knock this down one. And I'm probably going to turn this into a high priority, because that's how I roll. Once we start to get food being produced, more food being produced, that'll be good. And maybe we will also have this as a semi-high priority, because I would like to see this done before the end of this bad tide. Pop that in. So it's probably not what you wanted, Phelan, but I think it makes sense, because whilst you can have the flow from this, not having the reservoir, not having somewhere for it to flow, because it's still capped at the amount it's releasing, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Makes sense in my head. Whether it makes sense in anyone else's head. Because what do we have here? We have you're set to a bad tide, so we can actually, if I just automate you to that. So during a bad tide, you should turn on. Yeah, so during a bad tide, he then turns on and puts water in there. So this is called bad tide defense, isn't it? Yeah, so that will then preserve these mangroves. And if we need to, we can always put a knot sensor in. So I can always fluctuate it the other way if we need to have the knot sensor in. We need extract in there for those beavers. Forgive me if I sound a little bit rough. I am a little bit rough. I have a big case of the man flu. So we're going to delete that. And we're going to pop in a power shaft down here. So what do I want to see here? So I think we're going to need to put a couple more engines in. So I'm guessing engines are going to be our main source of power on this map. And that's just the way it's going to have to be. So we're going to pop in a food factory, another food factory, and this is going to be for the eggplants. So we'll pop that in there for the eggplant rations. And I'm aware we're going to have to be pronouncing, we're going to have to press in canola oil somewhere. How much do you use? Use 120 HP. If I was to put, I think I can get away with. So we need the oil press. And the oil press, remember, uses power as well. So what I'm thinking is we can put the oil press in here. And maybe another food factory here. So I think we just need another food factory for corn rations as well. So if we pop that in there and go for corn rations, and maybe run this round here. And I don't think we can get the large tanks in for this, but maybe if I put 1, 2, 3 tanks in for canola oil, that seems pretty reasonable. And then fingers crossed we will start to work that out. So that looks quite long, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause that so they can build stuff at the back there as well. So that's hopefully going to be that. Oh, well, we can't do that, can we? Because it doesn't go into there, so I'm going to have to delete that. Delete that. And pop in another stair and another dynamite there so we can go in the side. That's fine, at least I noticed it early. Let's get that built. As for our raw storage, we were putting a raw storage thing in over here, weren't we? They haven't started building that yet, so that's fine. How are you getting on down in the tunnels? The beavers yearn for the tunnels. Oh look, they're not doing too badly, are they? I can also... I mean, I can delete the planks, but I'm not going to delete these until we have a need for them. Because there's no point in having them if there's no need for them. So, now I think might be the time for what I think we're going to put in now. We're going to put in resource counters as well. Because there's no point having beavers sat in there when their resource jobs is full. So, where would I like to put resource counters in? Down here might not be the worst place. So, what resources are we currently maxing out on in our storages? That is horrendous. So, we are maxing out on... We're maxing out on planks, gears. Still not going to shut the pine resin off. Let's do planks and gears to begin with, because that's fine. So, if we come down to automation, we're going to pick up a resource counter. So I'm going to pop in a resource counter here and a resource counter here. And what we're going to do is we're going to put timers on them. So the reason, as discussed last time, why we put the timers on them is because... Oh, that's my lights, isn't it? My beautiful lights. Yeah, we do need to just make sure this gets filled up, because this does turn into a little bit of a... Anyway. It's got the beautiful lights on them. So let's get those built. Get that built as well. My apologies, I am just having to mute to the mic every time I cough. Apparently the seasonal flu has got, well, not seasonal flu because it's not flu. The man flu has got me at the at this time of the UK when it's coming out into summer. Well, it's not summer, it's coming out into spring, and my body has gone, oh no, you made it through the winter. What about this time? So yeah. No, I wanted to get that built, and how they haven't built it. Sad times. Oh well. But we are about to come into cycle 20, temperate cycle, and they have built this. So pause. What we're going to do is we're going to have this set to. Why do I have to guess when we could do this? So we need it set to less than. So when planks, what I might do is I might set it to 1,000. Less than 1,000. Not a threshold. Less than 1,000. And when gears are less than 500. Yeah, so they just need to build the timers. So that's fine. So delay, and we're going to set you to U 24 24. Set you to U 24 24, and then what this is just going to do is going to free some beavers up so that they aren't just going to be sat there on their asses. So automate. And you'll soon know if I've done this right, because I will run out of resources very quickly if I haven't. And I can actually be copying the automation settings by doing this rather than click on each one. So there we go, we have just saved 16 beavers' jobs. Isn't that beautiful? Well, I think it's beautiful. And then what we can do is we can put the power in. And I would kind of like this to be a next highest priority, because, you know, down here is a long-term goal. Doesn't matter whether it happens now or later. I mean, as much as I would like it to happen now, we just have to be a bit careful. So that's just going to take them how long it's going to take them. We know that's going to take probably another 5 or 6 episodes. Unless I do some monster time lapse. So what are they building now? They are coming down here. And they are still doing this. That's fine, they're allowed. How are they doing that from above? Oh. That's fine. I do have to be careful they don't go through into that, because if they do, stuff's going to happen. So I will pause that one. Actually, what is better to do? Can we still get down there? Are you connected? You are connected. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this instead. Because what I'd like to do is I would like this to be in relatively soon. So if we do that, pop that there, come around here, unpause that. Delete that. Pause that. And then if we... where are you? Where's the delete tab? There it is. Sorry, like I said, I've been ill for a little bit, so my brain is a little bit mushy. And then what we're going to do is we are going to put in a fill valve here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set that to lower than that, so that that will always take priority. So that should then fill. And we could also even automate that to a bad tide sensor. So we're going to, not bad tide sensor, a chronometer. So that should hopefully stop that from. So as long as we have water in here, it should flow into here, if that makes sense. So the water is continually flowing into here. So this is where our main pumping operation takes place now, and it's flowing down from here. And I would like it to be flowing down from here at some point, but that's not going to be happening just yet. It all just takes a little bit of time. Oh, we have finished the scrap, haven't we? So I guess you guys can just go away now. So we need to come and, because all the scrap from there's gone, scrap from there's gone. We need to give these guys another little... Where's our next scrap target? There is scrap here. There's also scrap here. I'm guessing we come up here. And then that can also be a little bit of a nice target to get to, because then we can start to come over here potentially. Jason has taught me well. Thank you, Jason. I should be maximising the use of the scrap on the map because it doesn't injure beavers very much. So I have learned from him. Right. There and there, that's fine. Carry on. Oh, they built some of this. So we are still waiting for that. That's in. So we're going to turn the power on for that. Not turn the power on for that, build that. That is built. That is built. So they are still, they should be coming in from under this side now. No, I did put those in. So they should be running down there to finish that. So that's going to keep these mangroves, and then NYC can't moan at me for killing mangroves constantly. I know he means well, bless him. And I would like to build this. We do have to do this as well at some point, but it is not this time. So, is our automation still working? Yes, it is, because we have above 500 planks. Not planks, gears, but we have below 1,000 gears, so they are then going into working the gears, and then when that goes above 1,000 gears, they will then switch off with a tolerance of 24 hours, so that they will continue to make a little bit of buffer, so they're not continually running back and forth from jobs. So now they've gone off. So that won't then re-trigger for another 24 hours. That's good. So I am going to put another big storage in, another set of storages down here, because I've realised we didn't put metal blocks down here. I know it doesn't make sense for them to be here, but as for just a storage area, I think it's fine. So, metal blocks, duplicate. Oh, can I just copy your settings? I love that. So, boop, boop, and then where we go, we have lovely storage for, I might actually. Oh, that's really annoying, isn't it? Pop that there, and then that there, and then we can maybe have 1,000. It won't be 1,000. What's that? 1,200 storage of gears, and maybe we can change our automation as well, just so that we have a nice, lovely buffer of gears. I'm not changing our pine resin. I mean, I could do a setting for pine resin, but we have lots of treated planks, a lot of treated planks. This appears to be struggling a little bit. Do we need to... Do we need to... Okay, do we need to do this? And if we did that, would that focus the flow a little bit? Just thinking out loud. Is that like an improvement that we would like to see? So we are producing eggplant rations now. We're producing canola oil. Yes, we are. So that hopefully is going to go a little distance to improve our food security. We do have a drought approaching as well, which means I could probably finally finish this. This is nowhere near as full as I would like. So what this is telling me is we don't have enough water coming in from the top, which means this drain is a priority to get to. Because once this is a normal water seep here, what we could do is we could drag that round here, out here, and then that would increase the water coming out. Trouble is we just have to do it. And with these drains here, it's not the easiest solution. And we are kind of waiting for our boys to do this down the bottom. They're making good progress. I kind of want them to. I reckon if they did like the central shaft and then worked off, that might speed things up a little bit. So if I do that as high priority job, and then they can only one of them can reach it at a time, so it doesn't mean that they will all be attacking that. So we should be able to still achieve our other construction projects. So resource wise, we're doing absolutely fine. Reasonable amount of dynamite, reasonable amount of... Does that improve? Yeah, that has worked. That has focused it. That's what I was doing wrong. I was allowing it to leak out rather than focus it through. We could even improve this further, I think, by... Perhaps I should have just done this from the off. And then if we delete these and just push it through, because then it has nowhere else to go. So if we did that, perhaps. And what that also does is that also allows... It also allows a little bit more retention of liquid in here. I don't know why I didn't think of that. So, our first storage area, what we're going to do is we're going to go... Boom. And you'll notice that that hasn't gone down. It's going to be quite difficult to add in these. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to unlock... That isn't going to quite reach. What am I doing? Having a bit of a moment. So if we did that there, and that there, they should be able to reach all of those using that. So build, build, build. Did they get down there to do that? Excellent, they did. So we don't have water pissing out of here, do we? No, so we set that to 0.4. So that shouldn't be open at all. And all the water should be going... Yeah, so it's higher, so it's there. So when in a drought, this reduces down, we should then be able to use this, if that makes sense. We also don't have enough storage for what we're producing, so... what I'm going to do is, for an interim measure, this will go away because it will not look good, but for the sake of progress, I'm not going to get upset about it. We're going to pop in a eggplant storage here, eggplant ration storage here. And I know we are working quite close to the line by not actually having eggplant or canola storage, so we are literally like running like a lean production system, which isn't probably that lean, to be honest. But it's a nice attempt, isn't it? Let's go down and just check on this, see if that is actually working. So that is working, so they are shooting along. So that's just going to make it easier to move and do it later. So it's a 15-day drought. Not particularly scared of a 15-day drought. We have this, we have all this water stored. I mean, it's fine. It is very much fine. Yeah, so I think we're making steady progress. This is funny. This makes me laugh a hilarious amount. I'm glad we've done that. I guess what we do is we're gonna the question I have to ask is, would we ever need any more than 1,000 of any resource? And apart from food and water, I can't see myself in a situation where we would need 1,000 of any resource. So, let's put in a few more of these resource counters, shall we? So we're going to set this in for metal blocks and metal parts. And what we can actually do in our storage area here, I mean, as much as I wanted this to be temporary, I don't actually hate this. So what we can do is we can pop in metal part storage, and we can duplicate the building. Pop that there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to automate. That's what the game is now. It's an automation game. That's not to criticise it. It's a very good automation game. But it's what it is. So, and pop some timers in at the back. So we are still running a beaver deficit, so these builders' huts are not working. So, what can we do to improve this? We have Flame of Unity, we have this. With the other monument we go for is Tribute to Ingenuity. That's not the Flame of Ingenuity, is it? That's the Flame of Unity. Labour Monument. Tribute to Ingenuity. I don't think we're... I mean, we can unlock it. But I don't think we're going to build it yet, because it needs power. And I don't know where we'd put it. What other well-being do we have? Exercise Plaza. I mean, there's no good reason to not put that in. Might cheer some beavers up. So we pop that there for now. Once again, some of this is just a bit of putting stuff in so that it gets built. And it's just going to be that way. So what I am going to do, because I would like a buffer of gears, is I'm now going to change the gear measurement to 1,000. So they will be working on them, because a lot of the higher end game stuff requires the gears, so I don't want that to go too much. I was hopeful that this water... So what's you set to? You're set to 6,000. I was hopeful that we would have... I guess it's one of them, isn't it, where they drink quite a lot of water. This is fine. And we don't have to worry about this too much. This is mainly a reservoir to keep. What I could do is I could disable this during a bad tide. I could set this with a bad tide sensor so that it doesn't disable, so that we would keep the flow coming into here. But we're not going to just yet. But what I did say we were going to do... Oh, we still can't even do that because of that dam. Damn it. What I could do is I could delete that dam. Or do I just wait for them to keep pumping? How much bad water do we have? I think what I want as well is I want a water setting for bad water. So we are going to keep all of our automation sensors down here. So we'll put another timer in, and we'll put another resource counter. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop them all as high priority. And I think that'll be fine. We probably need one for treated planks, but we're going to keep processing treated planks because I like to have lots of treated planks. And we do also need to... We also need to think about... Oh, did I not? We also do need to think about... I don't know what we need to think about. I've lost my train of thought. Did that not get built? I've lost my train of thought. So I don't know what we need to think about because I can't remember what we need to think about. I do know what we need to think about. We need to think about a mine. So I think that's going to be our best mine. Considering the one we have over here is underwater. It's underwater there. So I think the mine is going to be the best solution over here. And maybe we come down here. Or maybe we come up from underneath and we tunnel up. So I think that's probably our best mine. Unless we're going for... Is there a mine down? Is there a mine anywhere up here? There is a mine here. So unless we go for that, that might be quite cool to come into here. But we don't need to just giant right yet. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this to 24. 24. And then I'm going to copy and pop that there. So they should be set to 24. Oh no. No, I didn't save that. 24. Right. So what do I want for you? You want to be metal. Apologies. You want to be metal. We're going to set you to less than 1,000. I wish the default was a number rather than a. I mean, percent is really good actually, isn't it? We'll set that for now. You're going to be metal parts. This I still think should be called screws because they look like screws, or bolts, you know. Whatever. 1,000, and you're going to be set to bad water. So if less than 1,000. Less than 1,000. So you're going to relate to that. You're going to relate to that. And you're going to relate to that. I still haven't got past the RST, which I assume means reset. So, I still haven't got quite my head around that. So, I mean, would you reset in a certain cycle? Is that the idea? So, would you go for that? We only have two. Oh, we have one down there as well. The question is, why is that? Maybe it's just the. Maybe it's just going through the reset. Okay. I'll automate you onto this one. Have I done this wrong again? And I'll automate you onto this. And I will copy you over to that one. So, you're to resource counter 6. You're to resource counter 5, and you're to resource counter 4. So fingers crossed. Yeah, you should be working. Hopefully you're going to come out of your funk, and you should be, yeah, you should still be done. So, can we get down in here and put all these dynamites in? Because this is what I wanted to do. But you remember when we were sending beavers down into the... Even though I put a gate in and I thought I'd get away with it. Turns out we did not. There we go. So fingers crossed I'll do that. They put this in. So we can go for our next level of boom. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put some more in. So this is where we're going to put our raw storage. So I would like to see a lot of raw storage go into here. And remember, we're dynamiting all of this out so that we can have more storage during a drought, just in case we need the bad water. I don't really know what the theme of this episode is, like improving food security. We've improved food security a little bit. I did set this way. Oh, I didn't even build it, did I? Go build. We have improved food security. Just not massively. Anyway. Build those and build those as well for me, please, guys. Oh, there is also a gap there, and I know that I would regret it if I left the gap. So that, oh, there's also that gap there. So this leads me to go, how are we getting on down there? I can't believe, you know, the wildest thing about today is that we can shove beavers through a grate. If the film Hoppers taught me anything, it's that is inhumane. Very inhumane. And we should not be shoving beavers through grates. But if we do, we do. So ideally, what I want to do is, rather than actually... I know we talked about having the seal off here, but I don't want the bad water flowing back up here. So maybe we do an up and over, and then we put the seal in there. And I'm doing hand motions again, and I don't know why I am, because you guys can't see me. We have so many trees. I really didn't... I guess what I can do, actually. Because I took those gatherer flags out. We could put them... Not a gatherer, scavenger flags out. We could put them there. That kind of works. How are you getting on? Are we eating all the dynamite? Oh, you can't reach after that, can you? So let's see if they do that today. We're still at minus 20 beavers even with this automation. This was meant to solve this. This was meant to solve what I was doing. I guess I set the thresholds quite high, but that's because I want the resource to be quite high. The water isn't as high as I would hoped it would, but I also don't want to run out of water. One of them, isn't it? Right, okay, so stop being weird about this. Build me 2 new pots. Build me 2 new pots. They're still screwing about down here. I do just need to keep chasing this with the path. Otherwise I get so far ahead that they don't. I'm impressed that they did this. So that means we are almost in. This being a... You are a normal water seep as well. Excellent. So we can start to dynamite that and have just water flow out there. And we'll set a bad tide solution in place for that as well. Excellent. So then we can have like a river. The greenification of the map slowly begins. So I guess all the automation's turned everything off now because we have beavers. So yeah, beavers there. And this is working as well, so I'm quite pleased. So this is at point... It is at point 4, it's at the target height, so... that's good. That's excellent. They haven't started building this yet. I have loads of beavers. Right, that's your next job, guys. That's your next job. After you've come in and built all of this, which it doesn't appear to be happening anytime soon. It's not like we don't have the dynamite. The dynamite's there. Oh, do they have to come down and get the dynamite because it's all hidden underground? Yeah. Okay, that might be on me. Let's just continue to chase this out. So we're not doing too bad. We've made... Somebody somewhere saying put another tubeway station in. And I'm kind of inclined to agree. So what we might do... No, because then they'll have to. Then I have to like wangle this. No, I think we just let them walk the rest. No, do we? No, we're not going to let them walk the rest. Let's. So here. And we'll put a tubeway station in there, and what we'll do is we will run. Well, we're going to run pipes all the way down this side anyway, so we might as well not. We might as well just do it because we're going to do it. And pop that there. We might have to bloat this out as well, but why not? So things that I want to see done, that and this, which aren't going to happen anytime soon. Let's get going. This is your main job, guys, because I want this done before the end of the drought. And you're not really doing it. No, they have literally pumped all of that dry as well. We should probably also tie this to a depth sensor because... And or we want an ore sensor for that, don't we? Let's put a depth sensor in here as well. Let's put a depth sensor. We know we can do it. So. Less than... So if it's less than that, turn off. So down here, what I need to do is I need to... It would be there, wouldn't it? And to rip this tree out for a start. Why are you guys, like, literally struggling to do this? I don't think there was anything more. Maybe if I just delete this path for now. No, not that path. Let's delete this path for now. They don't need to go under there to do that. I would rather they did the stuff up here. So does that focus their minds a little bit? Rather than the massive underground project, they are able to do this. Because we have extract. We have lots of stuff. Don't make me bring back 18-hour working days, guys. Did they actually? Oh, they did get over here. Oh, I should have been using this time to remove these fawns. Ugh. Fine, whatever. We'll do that in the next drought. Somebody remind me, even though you won't be able to remind me. So, this video isn't going to... Please leave comments on this video. I mean, leave comments on all my videos, but this video, I will act on the comments because I'm only away for 4 days this week, so I'll be recording the next episode for this probably Friday the 10th. So, yes, I'm only away the beginning of the week, not the end of the week. So that will then allow me to comment on your... reply to your comments and actually what you want to see in the playthrough. Which is always good. I mean, I'm taking now. I could always put the relay up here so it's next to it. I think that probably makes about as much sense as anything else. So what we're going to do is we're going to set this to be an OR function. So we're going to... And OR. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set you to be that. And you to be... No. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set you to be... You're going to be this. No, you're not. You're not going to be that. You're not going to be relay 1. You're going to be this. They are literally not going to get this done in time. This is very frustrating. So you're going to be relay 1, which is an AND OR function, and you are going to be depth sensor 9 or resource counter that. So what that should do is that should allow these to turn off once this is built if there's no water, if there's no bad water in here, or if we've hit a certain threshold. So that is the idea. Literally one more piece. 2 more pieces. You should be able to get this done. You're going for 24-hour working days. I want this done. You've literally had 15 days to do this. And I don't know what other projects you're doing. Because you're not doing the other stuff I've asked you to do. You can't... Oh, you can get down there because of the tubes. That's silly, isn't it? So you are still doing this. Love that for us. Fine. You know what? It pains me, but this is going to remain the same for another however long. So, you're paused by automation, even though... I really would like to see this built. So, next highest priority should be... They built this, they built this. They built that. So we do have eggplant rations at least going in. We're making solid progress. It might not be the quickest progress. What are they actually doing? This is just taking time to fill up. That's fine. I maybe need to put a delay on this because they've got no power. Can I put a delay on it? Activate early. I want to activate late, really, though, don't I? Yeah, we're getting flow now. I think that was only 1 day. I can live with that. Yeah, I can live with that. And that is nice power. Nice amount of power. A very nice amount of power. I say as that doesn't... It like flows well and then it stops. It's because of seat mechanics, isn't it? Really what I would have done is I would have lowered them a level so that the... Yeah. Because it catches up. It just has to seep out. So. Do I want it to be... I want it to be the other way, don't I? So, if the threshold is... No, I do want it to be the less than. So, if one input is on... Only if one input is on, so that's less than 1,000. Which is fine. Yeah. So then... Which is fine. Oh, so we're just in the reset mode at the moment. Let's just give it time to... recalculate the system. I'm fully aware all of our storage is over here and this is not in a great place. Yeah. So, what have we achieved today? You might not think not a lot, but we've sort of sorted out beavers. We sorted out the automation so that we have threshold sets so that we're only producing the resources we need. We've sorted out a little bit of extra food production, so food is better. It's not perfect. Maybe we need to set a large farm soon. But I'm kind of like, until we sort out the bad tide situation and come up here, I'm kind of lost on places to put like a large farm. Maybe we could put it through here. No, because that flows. Oh, that flows through there, doesn't it? But that will kill everything. I think this is where I want to put a large farm. I just can't right now. Maybe we need to get the dirt excavator so I can actually start to seal this off so that as and when we get through to each area, we can just... Because ideally what I'll do is I'll come up like 2 layers here. No, because if we're working down there, we can't do that, can we? We do just have to be patient. I mean, it's not too bad. So, what we can do is we can... That's resources for destruction. So we can pull that out. Good stuff. And then we can put in a tubeway station. So this is going to speed things up hopefully a little bit. Why can't I put that in there? Oh, because we haven't. Fine. That's why we can't put that in there. That's fine. I thought I'd done something silly then. Bear in mind, these stations will come out. So what I'm going to do, to be cheeky... No, I'm not. We're just gonna tube. And we'll pull that out later. So, build this for me. Build this for me. And then they can run down here, get the resources, come up here and do this a little bit quicker. And then we might put another tubeway station up here. I'm not 100% sure yet. So let's see. We'll probably get to our bad tide or drought and see how much length we've got. I really would like this to get more full. And I'm fully aware we're wasting water here when we're not. So my idea is that when this is full, what we'll do is this will go out into the main river once this is full during a temperate cycle, and when it's not, because I want to maximize flow from everything. I want to make this map as green as we possibly can. I have ideas for it. It's just... so these have turned themselves on now. So if one of these is true... So if the depth sensor is on... Actually, yeah, so if depth sensor is less than... Yeah, so if it's got more than... If one input is on, so that was the wrong way around. So our resource... Yes. So our resource is low, and we also have fluid in there so we can pump. If our resource was high and there was no fluid in there, we would not pump. So that's a good little bit of automation. I would also set the same here. I would do like an and/or again. However, I think we have enough. Look how that fluctuates. We've gone from 19 we've gone from having 5 excess beavers to having... Just shows you how automation can really change it up. The on and off of the planks, the gears are going up, treated planks, metal blocks, etc. It's really cool. And then we have a bad tide approaching. I hope nobody's burst through anything. I mean, we probably would have found out about it by now. And once again, the beavers' ingenuity is in question. So, what we want to do is we want to build a tubeway from this end because it will take less time. Not what they were doing. And that is 54 minutes, so I think we will see how long this bad tide is and then call it there. Thank you for putting up with... I'm not going to say putting up with, that's not right. Thank you for contributing to this series and watching. I know it might feel like we're not making big leaps, but I think we are. I think our industry is in a good place, our storage is in a good place, our food storage is in a relatively good place. Could it be better? Yes, we are trying to do this so I can improve our storage solutions. So I think that's as low as it goes, isn't it? Or do I need to go lower? How low can you go? That is as low as the map will take it. So what we can do is we can start sticking some storages. And I might wait and do that next time. Yes, I might wait to do that next time. And then we'll put some horrendous spiral staircase thing in here that will completely confound my mind. And that'll be good fun for everyone to watch. So, this has been Timberborn. This has been episode 10. Thank you for watching. You make it worth doing. You encourage me to carry on. So, I mean, even if it was just like a couple of us watching, I would still be carrying on. I really enjoy doing this. But, yeah, I love the comments. I love everything. So, we just need to get to 1.5 days. Is there anything inane I can talk about for however long that is? I'm not one for cross-promotion. I mentioned my pub channel once, and I've kind of tried to shut up about it and not mention it again. But I think some of my videos on my pub channel, which are on the bottom of my homepage, are, if you're interested in British pubs, they might be quite interesting. If you're interested in the history of British pubs, that's the angle I'm going for. So maybe go and check that out. Obviously don't have to, I'm just using this to fill time. You'd probably rather just let me watch... You're like, just let the beavers do the stuff and don't talk. But I do want to see how long this bad tide's going to be. And we do have a minute or two, if you haven't switched off already. But we're almost at 400 subs as well, which I found, like, if you'd have asked me 6 months ago if I'd had a YouTube channel with 400 subscribers, I would have laughed at you. But here we are. It's complete madness to me. Especially the amount of watched. I mean, the first Deadland episode, I'm at 1,000 watch hours. 1,000, well, 4,000 people have chose to watch that video with 1,000 watch hours overall. That's completely mad to me. But, I mean, I enjoy watching the stuff. So it's natural that other people would enjoy watching the stuff. But it's still quite... I don't know. I've got a bit of imposter syndrome, so I do get a little bit weirded out by my success. Oh, and they're all still working 24-hour days, aren't they? They've been doing that the entire temperate cycle. I'm such a bad boss. Okay. Right. So as I watch them work 24-hour days for the last 8 days, we'll put them back down to 16 hours. How long is this going to go on for? Are we getting to the spicy period, are we? Come on. Tick over. 16 days, that still doesn't feel too bad. But this has been Timberborn, and I will see you next time. Let me know which direction you want me to go. Is there anything you'd like me to focus on? Stuff like that.